Okay. I was talking about how you zip up stuff and hand it in. So you need a program, as you do a computer program, called Winrar. Now what Winrar does, or WinZip, and there's a few other ones that you might have installed on your computers at home. It's a way to, and you probably download that one right there, it's a way to zip up a program so that when you hand it in, it's just one sort of chunk. It's not 4 files here, a folder here, or whatever. So you got to make sure you feel comfortable doing that. Matter of fact, let's stop right now and show you how you do it. Okay, let's say I had asked you to write a computer program that worked out the averages of a bunch of marks, right? So the way C# works, when you type in the name of what you're going to call your program, it makes a folder. And let's pretend I called it average, obviously. Look inside this folder. It's got the word average again. It's got this file. That's where all your code is, actually. And then it's got some other junk underneath here. And all these bits and pieces, you have to give them all of them when you hand in an assignment. So like it's a pain to sort of like send them all separately. So the best way to do it is to basically zip it up into one file. So here's what you do. Basically, you right-click on the folder that has your assignment. And I've got that Winrar installed on here. So watch what happens when I say add to archive, or you can say add to average.rar, which actually I think is better. So I'm going to press that one for a sec. And in a couple of seconds, depending on how many files you have, it makes this folder right here, or this file right here. This is what you send me, and then I will unzip it at the other end and run it and see if it's done right. So let's pretend, and I'll drop this down for a sec. Let's pretend that I'm going to hand in an assignment. So remember that thing I told you called the Dropbox up here? So I'm going to go to the Dropbox, and let's pretend it was supposed to be in this one right here, Assignment 6 for Unit 2. So I'd press it, right? And then see where it says Add File? I would go here. You would press Upload. You have to find your file, obviously, so you got to find somewhere on your hard drive. So I'm on my home computer here, so I'm going to go to my temp drive, and there it is right there, right? So you double click on it, all right, and press Upload. Oops. Okay, press Done, because I do have it up. Now, there it is right there. All right, so average, and you can delete it if you want, obviously. And then you go, hi, sir, here's my assignment. Or whatever you want to write. Maybe there's an issue you had, sir, I almost got it working, but I couldn't get this. You know, let me know. And then you press Submit. And it says submission successful. And now at my end, I see it, and then I would mark it, and then I would write you a comment back when I handed it in. Okay, so that's the process of handing in assignments. All right, let's go back. All right, so make sure you feel comfortable doing that. Let's slide down a bit more. All right, and now there's sites that may help you do better in the course. I want to show you some of them. And for instance, I have a website outside of this site that I keep all my courses, if you're interested, and I still have the grade 12 one right here too. Just an external site beyond it. If for some reason the school board site goes down, you can go here, and I've got course handouts, the demos. I got a link to Express, XNA. I got some bookmarks here if you need them. This right here is that page by page of what we're doing in the class. Okay, so there's all kinds of stuff here. Other things, you can have links to these 3 main components of our course. Also right here, I have all the pre-recorded lessons throughout the semester that we're going to use. So again, if you can't get to the site, you might be able to get to it from here. All right, got some sample games that students have made over the years. All right, so this is a way to get to the site. Also, like I mentioned before, I think I showed it to you already. There's my blog. All right, so there's the blog if you want to get to that. Here's a really interesting one that I think everybody should know about. It's the EduBlog. Now, the EduBlog is where I keep my old tests. Every class that I teach, what I do is I usually have old assignments, tests, or whatever up here so you can look at. So for instance, our first quiz of the year, this is the one we did, I think, last year, and if you want to, you can press it, and you can see the kind of questions they were asked on the test last year. Okay, and it's not cheating, you can look at them, and some of them will be on this year's test too. So it's kind of neat to be able to look back. So, and this is true all the way through. Now, there's two kinds of tests we're going to do this semester. There's the kind where you do fill in the blanks, multiple choice, and a couple of practical questions. Then there's going to be kinds where you basically print out the test and take it back to your seat. And using your notes, and you're allowed to use your notes, you're going to write computer programs. So this was the one on probabilistic simulation. It's like using random numbers. So you notice here, you're not going to write any program on the computer. You're going to go back to your seat and you're going to write down the program on a piece of paper. And they actually do that in university too. So you might say, well, why can't I do it on the computer? Well, there are ones where you do on the computer, but this one isn't one of them, right? So we do a mixture of these kinds of tests. All right, so you can look at those anytime you want, okay, and that was called EduBlog, and you can get to it, and when you get to this site, there's all my different courses, and obviously you pick ICS4U to get some old tests from previous years. All right, I do have a cool website that shows you all these different things you can do in the clouds. Not really completely related to our class, but if you're ever looking for something like you don't have Word at home, big deal, you don't need Word at home. You can go for free online, and there's all kinds of programs that let you type in documents online. Later on in this course, you're going to have to do a presentation on a cool invention in computer science. So there's lots of ways to do presentations now. A lot of you probably know that you don't have to do a regular slideshow anymore with PowerPoint. You can use Prezi. I got another one called Slide Rocket, which is really nice. There's all kinds of different ones here that you may be interested in. Some people have made videos, timelines, all kinds of cool ways. Live binders, all kinds, Mentor Mob, all kinds of neat little applications that you could use to present your ISU without using any sort of traditional PowerPoint way. So that's there for you to look at anytime you want. It's kind of neat. A lot of people have found some neat things in that site. Speaking of which, here's one of these web apps I talked about. This is Mentor Mob, and this one has kind of like important links that are going to help you in this class. And you know, it's kind of a neat little thing I stuck in the middle of the site. All right, and okay, so contact. When you're in this website, okay, when you're in this site right here, you can email me using that address right there. So why would you want to ever email me? Well, there's going to be some tests where there's two parts. You're going to hand in fill in the blank multiple choice, which the computer will actually automatically mark. Then there's going to be a second part where you have to send me the program. So you're going to have to email me back the program and say, hi sir, it's Tom, and here's my program zipped up. Okay. I also have a first class email if you want to do that, but don't use this one to send me the actual tests and assignments. Okay. What I'd like you also to do, that I've started doing the last couple of years, is I can every Friday send you reminders of what's happening throughout the next week or so. And that's like I push you a little, some people call it spam, it's not junk mail, but I'll send you every Friday a message, okay? And if you press here, it will take you to a little mailing list I've created. Now, this one right here is the older one, so what I'd like you to do, and you can still use this one if you want, but I'd rather that you use a newer mailing list now that I've created, and I want to show you how to get to it. So you know how you get to my website right here. Okay, so here's the newer mailing list now. Click here for the weekly updates and notifications. Okay, so what you can do here is subscribe. So when you press this, this is the new mailing list. I'm using a service called Mailchimp now, so I've switched. I'm still sort of moving from one to the other, but I'd rather that you use this one. This one's called Mailchimp. So what you do is you write your email address. Don't write your school email address. Write your personal one, like your Gmail or whatever you use, because for some reason it gets blocked by our first class address. So use that, and every Friday you'll get a personal message. Sometimes I'll tell you your mark right now. I'll tell you the test coming up, whatever. And it's kind of a neat way for me to keep you informed, keep you up to date with what's going on. Okay, we're in the home stretch now, so let's talk more about all these little links up here and what they're good for and how do you use them and where's the actual notes and everything, right? So that's pretty obvious. Email, that's how you can email me, so you press that. Don't really use discussions or Locker that much. Calendar is super important. Calendar is where, and you can sort of see part of it here already, you can see what we're doing all semester long, and that's really kind of a good habit to get into. Click on the calendar every single day or the day before to see what's going on, right? So here's January, so let me just switch to February for a second because that's when we actually start the course. And basically what's going to happen is every time I do something, and it's starting to populate right now, there it goes, so it's caught up. this is going to be our first day, obviously, Friday, February the 1st. And you can see as you hover over them, it tells you a little bit about what you're doing, but that's not really enough, right? So first day orientation. Let me press more here for a second. And this is what I'm doing right now with you guys in the video. I'm introducing you to all the different components of our class. All right, and you can sort of see already what I'm doing, the LMS, the welcome page, the links, Adobe Connect, I'll show you in a second, my web page, the mailing list, the blog, the Edu blog. So I'm telling you the topics I was going to show you today. I've also got some links where you can get the program. You can watch a video of me doing this again right here if you want. And then I give you a little reminder. I'd like you to go through the orientation in Unit 1. We'll see how I do that in a second. And there's an ISU right off the bat. I tell you that, and it's due May the 21st. It's quite a ways from now, and it's on topics in computer science, which I'll talk to you more about. So that's what the calendar is. It tells you every day what we're doing. It has links usually for videos you can watch me teaching the lesson. So that's one way to get information. Okay? Now, let's go back to the course homepage. All right? And let's get into the meat of the course now, content. Okay, so when you press content, that's where the lessons are, that's where the assignments are, and everything else. Now, what you'll see is every content, every topic we're going to learn all semester. Now, some of them are not available to you right now. All right, so this one, for instance, handling exceptions, advanced arrays, they don't become available until February 15th. For you guys right now, these ones are available. Okay, these ones are very introductory stuff. You can quickly go through them. For instance, course info. Let's see what's in there for a second. It's an overview of the course. So let me just show you a typical note. So this would be a typical note, and it's not really a note about computer programming. It just tells you about the course. Okay. Then down here is the syllabus, which is all the topics we're going to do. Again, you can go through this very quickly. Assessment. You already sort of saw that. What's everything's worth? You know, percent-wise, final exam, and everything else. Okay. General policies, submitting your work and things like that. Okay, make sure you don't cheat or anything like that. Course material, I already showed you. You should download the C#, XNA, Flash. Okay, some web resources. There's the link to my website. A couple of other things you need to know. Notes to parents if they want to get involved. You know, you can meet the teacher link. There's me. I can tell you a little bit about the courses I teach. So that's one example. All right, now let's go back to table of contents. So that's sort of a generic